My story is called King of the Road. The main character is David Kingsgrove, who's 35 years old, a gay man, and looking after Andrew, his 11-year-old nephew, for the weekend, and Andrew goes missing. So this is from the prologue. I still have a photograph of Andrew in my wallet, although it's not the one I used to keep there. It's the same Andrew, his eyes scrunched into narrow slits, and his brown hair turning blonde at the tips. But I don't want to draw any attention. A man in his 30s with a picture of a shirtless young boy. It doesn't look right. So I've replaced the photo with another taken on the same day. This picture is almost identical, except that he's wearing his t-shirt. The blue, yellow and brown stripes mimicking the sky, sand and his skin. I imagine people would look at it and think, cute little boy. But I look at it and think, Andrew. I've wondered about ditching it altogether, just to be on the safe side. But I have this fear I'll forget what he looks like. I don't know if that really happens, if the way someone looks can simply be erased from your mind. I'm not taking any chances though. The other day I found myself in a sweat and had to pull off the highway, scrabbling for my wallet, and staring at the picture to remind myself. Afterwards I felt breathless and dizzy, all because I'd been gripped by this idea that the person I'd been picturing as Andrew was some other boy, someone else's nephew. I'm not normally given to anxiety, at least I never used to be, but then nothing's normal anymore. I have other pictures of Andrew around the flat, in places you'd expect to find them. One of his school photos is next to the sofa. He's sitting cross-legged in the front row, his arms folded tightly across his stomach, his back straight and his chest puffed out fit to burst. He's frowning furiously and his lips are pursed together as if any noise he might emit would get him into big trouble. He's often in trouble at school. Nothing serious, but the kind of Andrew, please trouble that leaves teachers exasperated as they're lining up in class for their bus ride to the museum. There's another school picture of him taken more recently, this time on his own and beaming at the camera. No sign of whatever adolescent storm clouds might be gathering on his horizon. And on the fridge there's a painting he did years ago. It made me smile when he presented it to me. It's like something I'd have painted at age 5. A house with a front door and a rectangular window on either side. The house is yellow and the roof is red, because roofs are red. To the right is a tree, a thin stick of brown with a green broccoli-shaped top, dotted with red circles for apples, the watercolours running murkily together where they meet. The top right corner of the paper is where the sun sits, bright yellow and with spines sticking out at precise intervals all the way around. And along the top is the sky, an inch-wide strip of the most vivid blue imaginable. It's a beautiful blue, but you wouldn't want your living room painted. I'll always treasure these reminders of Andrew. It's said that the best things in life aren't things, but I can only partly agree. Because yes, my car, my flat, the remote control fan that kept me cool at night, I couldn't give a rat's ass about them. But the photographs, the paintings, the calendar with pictures of the Australian beaches that Andrew gave me for my last birthday, suddenly they're the best things in my life. There'd be no replacing them if the flat burnt down, or if, for whatever reason, someone took them away. It's not as if Andrew's around to give them to me again. But I have to be careful of thinking like that. There's no saying Andrew's gone for good. There's no saying he's dead, or that I'll never see him again. Ooh.